And welcome back to the show as we glitch like a motherfucker starting off. Finally got Chris back on. We've been trying to get Chris back on for a while, so you know how we start these episodes.
Yes, sir.
Cheers. Cheers. Oh, I missed. But finally. So how you been? How's it been hanging?
Man, getting better every day, honestly, man.
I heard that.
You know, last time we talked, we were both kind of down and out. You know
Yeah, a
what I'm
little bit. A
saying?
little injured.
I was about to say, I think we're both better off now. So
Yeah.
it's actually,
I can do this now. Oh,
yeah,
I can
fist
punch
pump.
people.
He can fist pump when he goes to me with raves.
I'm going to go with you with a rave.
Want to.
Well, you might have to play a new game that we're going to invent called Find the Dwarf.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm actually really bad. If you ask anybody I've ever been to a rave with, I'm really bad about, like, we're in a group. As soon as the rave starts,
You are no longer part of that
I'm
group.
going to go use the restroom and not come back like 2 hours later because I didn't talk to like 20 people on the way back and got lost. So I'll find you.
Yeah, maybe. You'll be like, yeah, I can't see him.
Bro, man, best part about the rave is being by yourself though. Because like first time I went to a rave, I ain't even gonna lie, I was like a little duckling, kind of like just holding on to my homegirl's like shirt, like holding on and just like running with her. Then the second one, I was like I said, I go use the restroom. That's what I call it every time. I looked at her, I was like, man, I gotta use the bathroom, I'll be back. Went, you know, obviously it's like a 10-minute wait for the porta-john. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you're like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go find my way back to where I was. And you run into somebody with a cool shirt or some cool lights, and you're like,
This is badass, awesome.
Yeah.
Hey.
An hour later, you find yourself back where you started.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, no, the only thing I could ever, like, kind of closely resemble to a rave would be a mosh pit.
But still, they get that way. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who
Crazy.
don't really know. Like, you know, I didn't know when I first started listening. You know, back in the day, you had techno, which was like early dubstep, like Skrillex and all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like now there's like different categories. Like, you know, even with like rock, like, even with like your type of music, there's like you have like softcore and you have like grunge, and then
You
you
got
have
metalcore, and you got
know
postcore, you
about
got
that,
deathcore, you got death metal.
yeah. So like
There's so many.
In EDM, you have like EDM, which is like dub Dover music, where it's like shit that we grew up with, where they take like the chorus and then they add like a beat to it or whatever.
I've heard you playing some of those in the warehouse.
I love it.
those were the old days. He's not there no more.
Two Friends, Big Booty Mixes. Shout out, because that is that 1 through 20, whatever you want to listen to. They got one that starts off with Queen. They got one that starts off with the Office intro. I put that on my Snapchat not too long ago. It literally starts off with the Office intro, and then it like goes into it. So Big Booty Mixes, they're my
Big Booty Mixes.
Kobo listens to them. I put him.
Oh, I bet he does.
Oh man,
I bet Kobo listens to it every day. He probably wakes up in the morning. It's like, gotta get my day started. Big Booty Mixes. Here we go.
Big Booty Mixes and going to work. That's the way to do it.
He's like brushing his teeth. Big Booty Mixes.
And it's funny because like the newer ones, they're doing like this like intro where it's like the newest one they just dropped is 20, and at the beginning it's like, we're the world is at war. We have to make sure that we win this battle, so that way when our kids ask us, we can say that we fought and won for Big Booty Land.
For Big Booty Bitches.
Dude, it's just like it's just hype, man. I don't know, I love it.
Yeah, Conrad came in the other morning and he goes, dude, I got pumped up on the way into work. I was listening to that one song. What's it called? I was like, what are you talking about? What song are you talking about? It's like, it's a Screamo song. I was like, yeah, like I know all of them.
Right? Yeah.
He's like, the one was like, save your pity for the weak. I was like, yes, I know that song. It's called Execution.
Good song, too.
It is a good song.
Found it on TikTok. I'm not going to lie.
That dude's scream is more clear than any other screamer I've ever heard in my life. You can understand every word he's saying.
Well, it's crazy because, like, people for the longest time, whenever I was, like, growing up, listening to, like, hardcore, like, like, trap rap, like, old school, like, Gucci Mane when he was fat, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I can't stand that music because I can't understand them.
No.
So I totally understand that, right? But for me, I can understand everything that they're saying because I listen to it all the time.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
with like Screamo, I really can't understand them a lot of the times. I can maybe pick out a few words here, like Spanish. I can pick out a few words here or there.
Like Spanish.
Pick out a few words here or there, but like I'm guessing on the rest of it.
It's an acquired ear.
But that's what I'm saying. That's like weird to think about. Like, you can listen to that and know every word, but then listen to a Young Thug song and be like, what the fuck is he saying?
That's the thing, too. It's like, when the first time you listen to a song, you're not gonna remember it.
No.
You're not gonna remember all the lyrics. You're gonna catch up on the chorus. It's probably about it. And then
Maybe
some
the
of like
beat.
the beat, and some of the verses that like stuck out to you. Like one of my favorite lines in a "Bring Me the Horizon" verse is, "I can't drown my demons; they know how to swim." Yeah, that always just stuck out.
Works every time. Yeah, but
So
I
that's
understand.
a great
Yeah.
verse. Like it is like right in the drop too. So there's like a little
It's
bit of
just
music
that,
going on. It's
yeah.
just that. It's like
Man, that's why like bands like Millennium are so popular. Or not bands, it's a guy.
I don't know that one.
It's a guy, and he's a dubstep guy. He does like EDM music where it's
Okay.
very harmonic, like very easy to listen to choruses
Yeah.
and like even lines. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But then like
Smooth.
but then also has the dubstep like
Yeah.
robots in it. You know what I'm saying?
Robots.
Yeah, but like so he'll drop like it'll be like a really really big build up, and then once you get to the top, he'll hit you with like a very like heartfelt line, like what you were talking about,
Yeah.
like not being able to drown your demons. Like he's got
Yeah.
this one that's called "Pray for Me,"
Yeah.
and it's literally like he's talking about how even though he doesn't believe and like even though like it might not be his thing, like he
Yeah.
still wants people to pray for him.
Yeah.
'Cause,
It's like just
I need that love.
Yeah.
I feel that way too. Like I'm a Christian. I grew up,
Yeah.
believing in that. It's a far felt love. It's not like I pray every day or I go to church or you know what I'm saying, anything like that.
we could do better.
A lot better. I'm sorry, Mom.
Yes.
If you're seeing this, I'm sorry.
Yes, Mom. I'm sorry.
But growing up in that like lifestyle and
Yeah.
growing up with the mentality of a Christian, I feel like gave me good morals for today.
Exactly.
Which is a very good, like, I understand why people push religion when you're younger, because it does teach
Yeah.
you morals and stuff, but, like,
It does.
pray for me. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you pray for me if you want to, because I'm not doing it for myself type shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one thing I appreciated growing up too, was that kind of environment growing up around. Like, yeah, my parents weren't like the most religious in the world, but
Mine either.
they were religious.
Mine either, but they pushed it.
Yeah, my mom was the preacher's daughter, so
No.
so it's a little bit pressed, a little bit more from her side than my dad. My dad's like, I don't care.
My dad didn't go to church with
Yeah.
us a lot. He went a couple times. Like, I'll be honest with you.
Like church.
I went to
not church. Christmas.
yeah
Christmas and Easter.
Mother's Day. It's
Mother's
like
Day
the only
weekend,
day he
really.
came. Because it was my mom wanted him to go, and it was
Oh.
her day, so
Yeah.
it
So he
was-
had to go.
and it was like in celebration of mothers, and like I ain't gonna lie, like I think she was doing it on purpose. My mom and dad aren't together. Like I don't know if you know that, but they're not. They've been split since I was like 14, 13, something like that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I had my dad for a long time. Me and my dad don't necessarily see eye to eye. We don't necessarily agree on a lot of subjects or whatever,
Yeah.
but
You
we don't
have to.
hate each other.
Yeah, you don't have
We
to
don't
agree on
talk.
everything.
You know what I'm saying? We don't talk. But I don't hate him or anything like that. It's just
Different paths.
not needed. You know what I mean? I tell
Yeah.
people all the time, like when you're 26, 27, like I am, you only really need your parents for two things. One is love and support,
Yeah.
guidance. You know what I'm saying? Like some sort of like, hey, I'm going through something. Can you
Yeah.
like help me with like maybe a thought process or whatever? And then two is like like money, like. If you need like $100 here or there, or like
Yeah.
if you have a financial situation come up that you need questioned, like you need to question them about because they might know it, like loans and shit like
Yeah.
that. It's really all you need your parents for at this age because we're
Yeah.
supposed to be on our own. You know
Well,
what I
other
mean?
than like emotional support.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, he hadn't been around since I was like 14. So like the emotional support from him, I don't necessarily need. Yeah. So it's like I don't hate him, but we just kind of like friends at this point. We just
Yeah.
talk on occasions and
Yeah.
call it a day.
Yeah, me and my dad didn't used to be close until my mom passed. I mean, me and my dad were always close.
Yeah.
We were never like not that close, but it was a little bit rougher when he was like a hardcore alcoholic after my mom passed.
Yeah.
And it was, you couldn't really talk to him because he was belligerent. He wouldn't listen to anybody, and he was never wrong.
I can't lie, man.
That was fun to deal with by myself.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
Like, he's sober now, so
Well,
I
that's
can
why,
talk shit about it now.
bro. Like honestly, I think it's Socrates. It's either Socrates or Plato's. They have a quote. It's one of my favorites in the entire world, and it's actually it was my Instagram bio for the longest time, and it's like, be nice to everybody because you never know what somebody's going through, and that plays out through your entire life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're not going through anything like currently, there are triggers in everything.
Oh yeah, like I had somebody at work, higher up, that got mad at me for no reason really. I was vaping in the truck, driving up to park my truck. They came over and like opened the door. What do you think you're doing? I'm like, I'm going to park my truck. And then the whole time they were bitching at me, I was like, I didn't know I was supposed to smoke in the truck. And then I was like, what are they going through?
Yeah,
like,
right?
Why are they so mad that I was vaping in a work truck?
Yeah.
Which is not something I do all the time. It just, I had it, I hit it, it was over with.
No flame?
Is that going to catch the truck on fire?
No
No,
flame?
I don't think so.
Flame.
Lots of flame.
Flame. No flame. I think we're okay, bud.
Yeah, well, they were mad.
Still.
And I was like, I was to the point where I wanted to be like, how about you just shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you? But also at the same time, I was like, what? Something's wrong because they're not normally that mean, or they're not really mean ever.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It just caught me off guard too, and I was like,
yeah,
something's going on.
It's definitely,
and I wasn't gonna be like an asshole and make it worse, which I thought about it because it pissed me off. But at the same time, it's like it's that mindset of you don't know what someone else is going through. Like he could have lost a parent, they could have lost a significant other.
Well, Mama always told me, "We woke up pissed in your cornflakes." Like that's what she always wanted to ask me when I woke up in a bad mood, but she always reverted from it. She'd wait till I was in a better mood, and then she'd be like, I don't know what was wrong with you this morning. I don't know who pissed in your cornflakes, but I'm glad you're in a better mood.
She always does a backhanded compliment.
Yeah. It's always something. It's always nice, but you
just
got to think
testing
about
the waters, making sure you're still not angry.
It's always something nice, but you got to think about it. It's like it's like whenever that grandma at church gives you the compliment about like your new shirt or something.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
Oh, bless your heart. It's like, well, that wasn't a nice bless your heart. That was more like, I'm going to pray for you.
I'm going to pray for you for a bad reason.
All right, so you said before we started the podcast, you got something tumbling around your head. And yes, we are going back down the conspiracy theorist lane. Because it's so interesting and there's so much to cover. And
there's so many, man.
There's so
many.
Not educated on it.
Well, and that's what I was forewarning.
And that's why it's fun.
That's what I was forewarning you about before I stepped in. I told this man that I had not that much information on this. I seen a TikTok. I'm not even gonna lie. I follow a lot of podcast TikToks, and I seen these guys that were at a podcast of their own, and they were talking about it. And this guy brought up a very interesting subject, very interesting thought process behind almost kind of what we were talking about last time I was here about like Bigfoot, like missing kids.
Hold on. We hear anything?
Yeah, we
last time we did that. It was boom. Like, what the fuck was that?
I'm glad you checked that out.
Yeah, I was like, hold on. Okay, I think Bigfoot's gone this time.
Yeah, but he was bringing up the idea because maybe not as much nowadays, but back in the day when America was shifting and we were going through a major modernization of like building cities and doing all these things where we were less reliant on the land, less rural, like all that stuff, whatever. God brought up the fact that what if it's not animals, or in the case that we talked last time, Bigfoot.
Yeah.
What if it's not them in national forests? Because like you were talking about, whenever like an adult goes missing, a lot of the times they just find remains. A lot of the times it's blunt force trauma, or it's some sort of like kind of like carnivorous like action.
Yeah.
What if there are feral humans living in national forests?
There could be.
Bro, dude brought it up, right? He was like, back in the day, everybody talked about going off the grid. Everybody talked about, I don't want to live here. I just want to live off the land. I just want to like do my own thing.
Yeah.
Fuck the government. Like, the whole 70s.
Everyone in Alaska.
The whole 70s drug epidemic, fuck the war, fuck the government. Like, I'm just going to take care of myself. Like that. Those are really the people I'm talking about. Like literally early 80s, late 70s, even like early 90s. Like I said before, major like technology like blew up, like all
took
that
over
shit.
everything. Yeah.
Feral humans, right? Living in the wilderness. People who wanted to live off the land that actually did it.
Yeah.
That moved into a national forest, because if you think about it, the guy like explained it, it's only considered a national forest after so many acres are accumulated and have not been touched for a certain amount of time. Like, they won't, like, if there's a national forest and there are houses around it, there's a time limitation before that national forest can take over the property that was previously owned by those people, because that property has been tainted.
Used. It's been in use before.
Yeah.
Like more recent so than the other land.
Yeah. Okay. So
I think I'm following.
So when you follow that thought process, you're thinking about people that have been living in the same house for 30 years plus.
Maybe.
Which is
selling and then
but in the whole feral human idea, right?
Oh, and the whole
right. So you're thinking about people who, if they lived in the same house for 30 years, obviously they're dated, we'll say, living in past time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they probably don't have a brand new flat screen TV.
No, they're accustomed to their lifestyle.
Right? Living off the land, more than likely having a garden.
Yeah.
When the government comes out and, offers to buy their land or, offers to, like, whatever, who's to say they don't just move inward? And keep doing the same thing they've been doing. Just in a different location. Yeah. Same territory, same acreage, same land that you grew up on, just different areas, right? And, this guy was going into detail. We'll cut it short. But feral humans in national forests, right? And then his thought process behind it was just like with Mormons and just like with, what are they? Amish. Mm-hmm. You have that week where you can go out and you can like explore the open world and kind of get out to see.
Like 90% of them come back.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to think about the culture shock. We can talk about that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, how the fuck do you think they're going to be okay with going from nothing? Literally, you're having to do everything by hand to just going out into the wild, basically the wild cities.
But
wild. But that is a whole another
side note. Sidetrack on that, right? It's come. Like, there was a documentary on it I watched a couple years ago. The only ones that end up staying out in the world and not going back to Amish country are the ones that go out and try drugs.
No.
Like, literally, like, and it's terrible to say, but, like, methamphetamines is the main drug up there, apparently, in that area. So when they go out and they get caught on that is such a hard addiction, and there's no way that you can get that when you move back to Amish country.
No.
I mean, weed, one thing. You can grow your own weed. But
I'm sure they probably do.
But I'm just saying, stuff that's man-made like meth or Xanax or anything like that, you're not able to get once you move back to Amish country. So that's literally like the only reason that they stay. That and they say the sex, but I don't even care. We're not gonna get into that.
Yeah,
but it's drugs. Like that's why they stay out and they don't go back is because of that.
But a lot of the times it's like they're very smart with that strategy. They know what they're doing. They're not.
They wait till they're old enough to go out and have a good time.
And then they get shell-shocked because they've never known that type of society. They don't feel like they fit in. They feel like even more of an outcast when they go into the regular world. But that's, like we said, that's a whole
right. So
back to the Sasquatch.
back to the feral humans, right?
The feral humans.
Let's say that there is somebody among the humans, because if you think about feral humans, you think about people living out in the forest. It's terrible to say, but you're thinking about like incest. You're thinking about people. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking about people who don't have contact with other people.
Yeah.
And that's a terrible thing to think about. I'm sorry I had to bring that up.
Hey, it's part of life.
When you think about it,
a lot of people
that's the only way that they would be able to reproduce.
Go down that road.
That'd be the only way they'd be able to have sex, if they had no contact ever with other people.
Yeah.
Other than like bestiality, which probably is a thing too.
Probably.
Like I said, I don't want to talk about that's weird. But theoretically, you're talking about people that are incest. So these people that have incest, or even if they're not incest, even if they do end up finding another person out there that's living, even if those two people have a baby and that baby is grown in the wild atmosphere of out there and never seeing humanity, that baby itself is considered feral. Even if it doesn't act crazy, even if it doesn't act like a wild person, that is considered a feral baby because it knows no
society.
Yeah. However that works. Let's say two normal people in this feral people society have a baby, and that baby decides that it grows up and it wants to go venture into the outside world. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Park rangers because park rangers only have legal authority in the parks. Park rangers live either in the park or right outside the park because they have to be there on call 24/7.
Yeah.
If not 24/7, there's like 3 or 4 of them that rotate out to where it's
Yeah.
constant.
Yeah.
Right?
Where there's a constant watch.
So, if there was a person,
Yeah.
say me and you, we were born out there, we were raised caveman style, whatever, but we decided that we wanted to go out and venture into the real world.
Yeah.
Becoming a park ranger would be the only way that the society as a whole could keep them from just running away. You know, that kind of like keeps that restrained, but it also plays like a double negative, well, I guess like a double positive, because in that sense they would be keeping control on you if they had the intelligence to do so.
Yeah.
Or if you had the intelligence and you just went out to do it for yourself, it would be more of like you're keeping an eye on like your people.
Yeah.
You're kind of like superhero.
Yeah,
type
you're
shit.
like a guardian, basically.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's a very interesting theory.
It is.
I've never met a normal park ranger.
No.
Ever.
No.
They're all a little weird.
But they're not Sasquatch
No.
size.
No.
But how many generations do you think it would take? Because how often do people adapt and like?
Well, see, for Sasquatch, I'm not saying that the feral people have turned into Sasquatch or
Oh,
anything like that.
I thought you were going.
No. I'm just saying, instead of Sasquatch, let's just say Sasquatch was real and Sasquatch is since...
Well, he was.
I'm saying, let's just say he has since died off. The disappearance number in national parks is the highest ever. You would normally think that the people that disappear in national parks end up like...
Dead.
Like slipping and falling type shit. Like that's what everybody assumes because it's always blunt force trauma. But if you think about it, same way we were talking about like kids, you know, the kids that go missing, they always end up coming back. Like even as feral,
Mr. Bear, Mr. Wolf.
even as feral humans, even as somebody who knows no wrong or right, you would think that your instincts would kick in enough that when you see a baby or a child, you would then still not harm it.
Yeah.
Because
and
it's an instinct, right? So even if, maybe, I'm not saying that Sasquatch isn't real or Mr. Wolf or Mr. Bear or whatever. I'm just saying.
That's the fucking tricky thing.
To go along with it.
Yeah.
Like, feral humans, you got to think about people who've never shaved. People who are.
Yeah.
But Mr. Bear, Mr. Wolf, I'm not necessarily comparing them. I'm just saying, along with the Mr. Bear, Mr. Wolf scenarios.
Yeah.
The fact that this guy brought it up.
Or what if they were just wearing bear skin, wolf skin?
Like that's, it's a rabbit hole I've caught myself in, which is why I told you about it. Which is why I told you I wanted to tell you about it because it's such a deep rabbit hole that nothing really makes sense.
But nothing doesn't.
But it also doesn't. Because you think about people who've been out here living off the land for years and years and years.
Yeah.
They're gonna turn back primal. They're gonna have like primalistic, cannibalistic instincts. But like I said, with the children. Like you would think that even with dogs.
Instinctually.
Yeah, with dogs, like pit bulls and other dogs that are very in tune.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they see a child, you always realize that they act completely different around a child than they do adults.
Yes.
When they see adults, they're always happy or they're standoffish. There's no ifs, ands, or betweens.
Yeah.
When they see kids, it's literally always happy.
Yeah.
Always. And it's weird to think about.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I've seen some dogs where they see a kid and they're just like...
Maybe if it's the first time they've ever seen a little human. Yeah, I can only imagine seeing a little human for the first time.
Yeah, I was like, what is that?
It doesn't talk?
It's
what?
Like, what the...
Yeah. But, just instinctually, dogs tend to nature and nurture toward children more than adults.
Same thing like with an egg. If you give a dog an egg, it's not going to crack it. It's going to protect it, hold it in its mouth, which we tried with our dog. We used a pit bull. Yeah. And we put it in his mouth. And it just sets it down somewhere.
What do I do?
He did not know what to do. He got it in his mouth and his eyes go.
He did the Ricky Bobby.
I
don't know what to do with my hands.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But yeah, no, so you're saying in the national parks and everything.
I'm not saying. I'm
the theory.
The theory.
The theory is
because I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
That they could be part of the disappearances.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not.
One, for the fact of cannibalism.
Yeah.
You're out here, you're a primalistic.
Well, I don't know, with that many generations, they probably got pretty damn good at hunting. But also, why wouldn't humans be on the menu?
Okay. But, even though it's a national forest,
yeah,
right? If, let's say you have 2 generations of humans living in a national forest. Which, around here, our national forests aren't, like, ginormous. They're big, but, like, compared to, like, Midwest. Like, compared to, like...
Are you talking about right here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
but,
no,
like,
they're not that
But
big.
compared to, like, our Midwest areas and shit, like, you know, Yellowstone, all of that.
Yellowstone's fucking huge.
We're not talking... we'll put those out of the mindset for the moment.
Okay.
We'll just think about, like, Pisgah National Forest, which is still a national forest because it's of a certain amount of size and it's in the mountains and it's untouched and it's whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
3 generations. We'll say 3 generations of humans,
Ugh.
right?
Yeah,
So we'll say
cold chill.
somebody's talking about you.
No, I just have to pee.
Dude,
Kind
if
of.
you got to, bro.
Kind of. It's a brewing, but go ahead.
3 generations of people, and you'll assume that with those generations of people, because there's no protection, there's no kind of like birth controlling.
Yeah.
You're gonna assume that like so. My great grandmother had 11 siblings. She was 12.
Good Lord.
She only had 2. You know what I'm saying?
Her mom and dad must have really liked each other.
But I'm just saying, she only had 2.
Yeah.
And that was the difference between being born in the 30s and being born in the 70s. Because my great grandmother was like born in like the 30s.
Yeah.
Like she's been around forever. Well, she was. You know what I'm saying?
Forever.
So,
Oh
like,
my God, I can only imagine the shit she's saying.
so, real fast, just to put it in perspective for you, because my grandmother had to put it in perspective for me before she passed, so that I could actually like visualize it.
Mm-hmm.
My great grandmother and my great grandfather bought 5 acres of land on 24th and Main in Uptown Charlotte.
Okay.
Back in the day before Uptown Charlotte was even thought about.
Before it was even.
Because you know it was downtown before it was uptown.
Yeah.
Remember that switch?
Yeah.
Basically, ghetto to fabulous was downtown to uptown. I mean, let's just be honest. Ghetto to fabulous was downtown to uptown. Before downtown even existed, my great grandparents lived on 24th and Main.
Okay.
They were the last white family to move out of that area. Off 5 blocks to the left, 5 blocks to the right,
Yeah.
3 blocks each other way. They were the last white family to move off the block. And the only reason that they moved off the block was because the neighbor had a 14-year-old son that was showing his dad's guns off to his friends and accidentally shot himself. My grandmother, the one that just passed, was 8. My great-grandmother was older, whatever.
Yeah.
They went over and helped clean everything up. Helped and sat with the mother because my great-grandfather worked on the railroad and his great-grandfather worked for the Union back when the Union was around. That's how long ago this was. So they sat with them as a family until the father got home so that they could break the news to him, tell him what happened, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
They moved off the block 3 months later because they were scared of gun violence and they only had 2 kids.
Yeah.
So then they moved to downtown, right off Eastway Drive, because that was the nice area at the time.
Yeah.
Because downtown was turning into downtown.
Yeah.
And then my grandmother lived in Eastway Drive until 2010. So after the regentrification of Charlotte, Uptown happened. Everywhere down south where downtown was, the nice areas turned into Section 8 and ghettos. So basically they got followed by like...
Pretty much.
They got followed by like Section 8 housing and, you
Yeah.
know, like, as most people would say, the ghetto.
Yeah.
And they were there for it the entire time. Like, grandmother ran a fucking McDonald's right off of Ottawa and 74 for like 20 years.
Probably made some money too.
General manager, you know she
Oh
did.
yeah.
But it was the fact of the where they lived and shit was like,
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't know. I think my grandma was in a sketchier area.
Where's she at?
8 Mile.
Ooh.
In Detroit. She literally lived
Shout out M.
on 8 Mile. She lived the trailer park over
We had a
from
teacher.
M&M.
Yeah, we had a teacher lived on 10th Mile. And he used to tell us stories all the time. He was my marketing teacher, Mr. Denby.
Terrible area.
Yep, he
Terrible
grew up
area.
up there.
Well, that's where I was born. I was born up there in Mount Clemens, Michigan, right outside of Detroit, and it was not a good area. Because like our houses were all crammed together. We had a fucking train right next to the damn house, so when the train went by at 1 o'clock, the house went.
Yeah.
That was fun. And then you'd see people selling drugs. I was in 3rd grade, and someone tried to sell me drugs. I was like,
Grew up in the country.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's why my mom and my dad moved out here. Was because like
that's why my mom and
they
dad
wanted to
moved
get
out
away
here.
from that. Like my mom grew up, went to Garinger.
Oh.
My grandma went to
The
Garinger.
Garinger.
They both graduated from Garinger. My mom
Oh,
and my
jeez.
grandma. That's if that tells you anything.
I always thought it'd be pretty cool if, like, I don't know, if I went to the same school that my parents went to the same school, just like kind of that small town vibe. I always thought that would have been kind of cool. But then, like, coming down here, I was like, it would have been a way better area.
Yeah.
I wish they would have went to school there.
Man, I wish I would have went to. I wish I would have grew up in Charlotte just for the camaraderie.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't for the same reason.
Yeah.
I'd have been in a lot of
camaraderie
trouble.
out here.
I'd have been in a lot of trouble
Oh,
because
yeah.
out here you have to drive to do camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's at least
Well-
a 15-minute drive to hang out with any of your friends. Out there, bro, like
Yeah.
my mom.
You just walk down the street?
Bro, 3 houses down.
Well, that's the thing in my neighborhood. Like, all my friends that were at my wedding and everything. Were we cheersing or something? All my friends we all lived in the same neighborhood. So, like, so here we go. Here's a cul-de-sac that I grew up on. There's a road that goes here. It goes into the cul-de-sac, and there's a road that goes past here, the main road, and the main road goes out the neighborhood. We lived here. My friends lived right next to us. My aunt and uncle lived on this side of us. My friend Alex lived up here. My friend Josh and Caleb lived up here.
Man, that's so dope.
So we got on our bikes and we fucking caused mayhem through
That's
that fucking
lit.
neighborhood.
Bro, that would have been so cool,
It was
man.
so awesome. It was literally, I want to write a book about it, and I already got the name for it and everything. It's called OMJT Chronicles. OMJT is the nickname I made up for our group when I was like 9.
What does it stand for?
OMJT Spy Agency is what I called it. But O, Oakley, M, Middleton, J, Jurgle, T, Turner. So that's all of our last names.
Kind of like some Codename Kids Next Door type shit.
Yes, we did. We were, the whole Spy Kids mission that we did was spy on my grandpa and try to give him a heart attack. Not the heart attack part, but definitely spy on him. So, one time we scared the shit out of him. I thought he was going to punch me in the face. But we had a basement in our house that wasn't finished. So it was like a bunch of walls. There was like some drywall up, but not a significant amount. So I was like crawling on the rafters on the ceiling. He was sitting on the couch. So like say this is the couch. Say he's sitting on the TV's over there. Walls right here. Bedroom doors over there. And I was crawling above him on the rafters. And then my friends were on the left side. And I was like, and they're like, we know. We can see. And then he fucking knew we were in there because he heard us giggling the whole fucking
That's
time.
fucking
And I got dropped. But he didn't know I was above his head. He thought I was over there with them.
Yeah.
And he just sits up and goes, "Damn it, Jake! Shut the hell up! I'm trying to watch my program." And then sits back and I go, "What?" And he goes, "Motherfucker!" He about hit me in the face.
That's fucking
because like all I did was like I was holding on the rafters, so I wrapped my legs around the two different
Yeah.
rafters, and I dropped down. And I went, "What?"
Spider-Man style.
Oh, it was late. My friends about died, and they like sprinted upstairs. They were like getting trouble, and I was already caught. I sacrificed myself for that mission, but it was. I want to write a book about that
That's
shit
lit, man.
because every Father's Day we have a 100-foot slip and slide, which is actually how I met Tucker.
Oh.
Because Zach Helms brought him over. Him and I think it was Kobo. Yeah, it was him and Kobo.
They run together pretty thick, man. They've been together forever.
Yeah, no, it was just him, Kobo, and Helms. And what's that tall, lanky fucker's name?
Matt.
Matt, yeah, the one who can rap.
Sellers.
Yeah, Matt Sellers. He came too. Yeah, they tossed him a beer. He bought it and drank it while we
That's
going down the slip and slide. But we had those every year. It was so much fun. I miss that fucking house so much. That was my fucking house. But that's the same like concept. Like if you live in a city and you have all your friends right around you, whereas we lived in a neighborhood. So all we could get in trouble with was cornfields and ding dong ditches.
That'd be nice, bro. See, like with me and my best friend Cody, and you know, I've been friends with Zach Kiesler for a long time, and Devin Goranson, the guy I live with now.
Yeah.
Friends with him forever.
I actually met them through Keesler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like me and Devin, I ain't gonna lie, we weren't like super big friends in high school and shit. Like we knew each other, we were cordial, but then like we kind of like grew together because like we had a lot of mutual friends. So me and Devin are like probably the closest now that we've ever been type shit.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, and like he's like I said, I consider him one of my best friends. Him and Cody, and you know what I'm saying. Like I said, Zach, you know what I'm saying. All them people and shit. But we had to like I remember specifically there was a point in time where my mom and Cody's mom were like fighting. And I don't remember what they were fighting about, but it was just like some
Adult
like,
drama.
Adult drama. We were like 8 years old. 10,
Like, what are you mad about?
right? like 8 years old, like 10 years old, and I specifically remember calling Cody's mom. I remember I used to call her Miss Wobbin. Her name is Robin, but I couldn't say my R's, so it was Wobbin. She will forever be Miss Wobbin. I called her. I called her from my mom's cell phone. I looked at my mom and I was like, "Hey, let me see your phone." She was like, "Okay." She handed it to me. I called Robin. She was like, "Who you calling?" I was like, Miss Robin answered the phone. I was like, "Hey, Miss Robin." I was like, "I don't care what y'all are going through." I was like, "Can me and Cody hang out this weekend? Like, can you bring Cody over?" Literally that weekend, like, she brought Cody over. Her and my mom, like, talked it out, whatever they were going through. Even if it was petty. Like, I still to this day don't remember. But, like, the fact that I had to call Miss Wobbin and be like, as like a 10-year-old, be like, "Hey, will you bring Cody over?" That tells you how far we live. We live like 15 minutes. Like, "Will you bring him over, please?
I really want to hang out with my friends.
I really don't have shit. I really don't have nothing to do." Like, we had plans.
I know you're going through a thing right now, but it's okay. This too shall pass.
Everything will be okay.
It's like, I'm sorry my mom was being a bitch. I mean, what? I didn't say that out loud.
Wow.
I'm just kidding, Mom. I'm just kidding.
I'm telling you. And then, like, my mom, as soon as I hung up the phone, she knew exactly who I was talking to. I was just like, "You go." Thank you.
You're probably about as tall as she was about 10 years old.
My mom's 5'5", man. I've been as tall as her since like the 8th grade.
Shit. My mom's 5 even.
It was funny because I was never taller than my dad. I'm like the same height as my dad now. I was never taller than my dad, but I was way taller than my mom. Yeah. And so for every year that they were together, that we used to take pictures. So like 8th grade through like sophomore year, when we used to take pictures for like homecoming or like whatever, it'd always be him on one side, her on the other. You know, we'd always like split. And every year my mom would get the picture back, make the same joke. She'd be like, "Damn, we only got 3 bars again. I pay for 4." You know, we've always had Verizon. You know, like the little bars.
Yeah,
like,
little
"Man,
bars.
we only got 3 bars again this year." Like,
should have got my little sister to go stand next to your mom.
We never did. I have a little sister. Never did it, but it was just a joke about how we always look like the Verizon tower.
Yeah, no, that's like one of the best things about growing up in a small town, though, is like you do get closer with people that are in your area because you don't have anybody else really. But at the same time, it's like you grow that much closer because you don't have anybody else.
Like, well, that or like the complete opposite, man. Like, I have a lot of people now that like I grew up with that I don't talk to, and it's not for any like major reason. Like, petty shit here and there, probably on both sides more than anything. But it's just like we live in such a small town. We live so close together that like you're expected to go through that shit with your friends.
Oh yeah, you got.
But like there are things that are like, not that it's like unforgivable, but there are certain things that like once it happens,
it's hard to let go.
You have to hear from them that they're sorry, or like you have to hear from them that they realize that they fucked up. Because in such a small town, people don't change.
True.
People don't change. So once they've done it once, it's really hard to like think that they're not going to do it again.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've always been pretty good at giving somebody a second chance. I've never really been petty. I don't really care.
I try not to be, man. But when I get to the point of like not caring, because I'm so good at that, like I have created this alter ego of myself because I'm a very like kind-hearted, like I love people. I love interaction with people.
Yeah.
I don't like people though. Like I don't like who people are, so
you don't
I choose
to
not associate because I run into the people that I don't like more than the people I like.
It's not that you don't like people.
I don't like people.
You don't like certain people.
I don't like people.
And
if I like you, you are probably not a normal person. I don't like people.
I'm not normal.
Which is why I like him. If I like you, you're probably an odd individual, which is okay. The Mad Hatter said everybody that's good is crazy. Or whatever the fuck he said.
You want me to quote the Mad Hatter?
Bro, Alice in Wonderland is that shit, man.
Yeah, but if you want me to quote it, it ain't gonna happen.
I'm pretty sure he said, "It's okay to be crazy. All the best people are crazy." Pretty sure that's the quote. And it's true.
I can see that.
It's true.
Yeah, but name one person that you know that's actually normal.
That's exactly right.
I don't know anybody that's normal.
I know a lot of people that portray to be normal. Or portray to be...
Yeah, but that's fake. You know it's fake.
Well, okay. All right. Okay, let's have this conversation.
Well, I guess we spun off the conspiracy theory, which is what I love about the podcast. It doesn't matter where it goes.
Yeah. I have to pee too, so when you want to
it went away. So
word.
You can go pee whenever you want.
I can hold it. With people, right?
Yeah.
When you talk about people who are normal, are you talking about people who only find interest in the commonality of life, like sports and basics? Or are you talking about normal as in go to work every day, work a job, come home?
No.
Because that's normal.
No, I'm talking about the normal, like...
We're not normal.
Average Joe.
We're not normal.
I'm talking about your, I like football and I like beer.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, normal isn't, like, boring.
Yes.
I just want to make sure we're
agreeing. Yeah, we're agreeing.
Normal as in, like, boring.
Boring
like,
as fuck.
I'm sorry if I offend you. I'm terribly sorry if I offend you.
I'm not.
Not really. I'm trying to be nice. But I'm trying to be nice. Like I said, I don't like people. If you're boring and all you like is sports and music, we can talk about music all day.
We can talk. I'll talk to you. I'll talk with you about sports and music.
I can't, dude. Sports are so... I had a guy... Back to conspiracy for 2 seconds.
Oh, no. Let's go down whatever tangent you need.
But I'm saying, for 2 seconds, I had a guy point out to me one time that modern day professional sports are nothing but mandingo fighting from back in the day. And I don't mean that as in black people. I don't mean that as in a certain race. I mean that as in we breed specific individuals, or we only pick specifically bred individuals to go into professional athletes. And when they get there, they're taught and taught how to then portray themselves to people. You know how many people had to go to, like, not acting class, but, like, be coached on how to do interviews once they got to being a professional athlete, just so that the brand can be
family friendly.
Yeah. Which is why, like, you know, I hate to bring it up, but Colin Kaepernick got so criticized.
Yeah.
You know, what he did wasn't wrong. For what he was standing for wasn't wrong.
He wasn't standing at all.
Exactly. But what he did was controversial.
Well, yeah.
The way he did it might have been wrong, but what his meaning and what his message was,
that's the thing,
was 100% right.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the message. I disagree with the
And I get that.
That's the only problem I had with it.
90% of America did, but that also shows you that the normal person can't look past what they see. It's all about what you see and not what you hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So, like, with professional athletes and professionalism, like, I can't watch it because one of the best running backs ever, Marshawn Lynch.
No. Well, I love Marshawn Lynch. He's nasty. But let's be honest, who's the best running back in the world?
One of the best. I'm saying top 10. You have to.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Easy.
So what I'm saying is, as a top 5 athlete,
yeah,
he should not have been penalized for not wanting to do interviews. As an athlete,
Barry Sanders didn't do interviews.
As an athlete, as somebody who has worked my ass off to get where I want to be in life and do what I want to do professionally and love, why should I have to do the shit I don't want to do? Just because it gets you views. And that was why they made him look so bad. Yeah. They made him look like a criminal, and they made him look like a bad person for not wanting to do interviews, when in all reality, it's because the way that, let's be honest, the way that Marshawn Lynch speaks is not for the public. It's for people who like him, and it's for him.
Yeah.
He did not want to be ostracized or, like, made fun of for the way that he speaks or the way that he tries to answer intellectual questions, because let's be honest, he's not going to give you an intellectual answer. Even if he thinks about an intellectual answer, he's going to give you and just spit out what comes to his head. Like, he's not
fake.
Which is why I can't get behind professional sports now because of that. Because, like, the people who are real, the people who are, like, trying to stay, like, true to themselves or whatever, they always seem to be, like I said, ostracized, like, kicked out, like, you know, just, like, frowned upon. It's weird.
Yeah, kind of, but not all of them.
Most of them.
Most of them, yes.
Or quieted, or just not
silenced.
You know, just not publicized. You know, most of the people that you see on, like, national football is Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, somebody who's going to give you.
Aaron Rodgers is very controversial now.
But I'm just saying, going to give you a very professional answer when he talks to you.
Yeah.
He's going to give you a very, like, what you want to hear, or a very, like, easy to the ears answer.
The only reason I feel like it's still like that is because it's been done that way for so long. It's not. I don't think, which I could be wrong. I mean, I'm probably wrong about 90% of the shit I say, but I don't think it was intended to be malicious when they're just used to that. It's been done this way for so long, and everyone gets stuck in the fucking same groove, and they can't let anyone be their true self.
Normality.
But when it comes to the sport, I don't care about the interviews. I don't listen to the interviews. I don't watch the draft. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I like the competition of the sport and like the mic'd up shit. The mic'd up shit, that's the true person that you're watching. They're not interviewed. They don't even know that they're being recorded half the time. Yes. They're like, "Come on, motherfucker!" And you're like, "Yep, that's a real person."
Yeah, I love those. But
like the one UFC match. Oh my god, this dude was talking shit. He was on the bottom. He's like, "Hey, where do you get your toenails did?" And he's like kicking up at him. He's like, "I might need to go there. I'll go with you after I knock your ass out."
Yeah, right.
I was like laughing my ass off.
I love those people.
Oh yeah,
real people.
Yeah, and the UFC doesn't give a shit.
Real people, bro.
That's why one of the reasons I started watching the fuck out of UFC.
Like can't.
You gotta watch Ultimate Fighter Show. It is really good.
I watched it.
It is so good.
I watched it back when old buddy
so
was on it. Sugar Daddy Massey or what? The old buddy that's got like the weird hair, really skinny, fights like fucking lightweight, welterweight.
Welterweight.
Pretty sure Sean O'Massey.
Oh, I was
Sugar Daddy Sean O'Massey.
I wasn't thinking of that guy at all. Oh yeah,
I'll be back. But yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, you know what I'm talking about? He's got like the weird colored hair.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
I watched it back then.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, that's kind of old compared to where I'm at. But yeah, something like I'm on season 11. So season 30. Yeah. So. But yeah, this is it's complicated when it comes to sports. When you got to make your person who's paying your fucking checks happy, and then you got to make your fans happy so they continue buying your shit. So I understand it's a business aspect of it, but I don't care about that fucking part. I like the sports. I like the competition part. As a former, I wouldn't really call myself an athlete because I only played in fucking high school, but I like to think of myself as a former athlete, but now I'm just a former dad-bodded athlete up. Chris will know that one day when he starts getting a dad bod. Hey, I know, that's why I'm saying it. I said, I don't really consider myself an athlete, but I consider myself a former athlete with a dad bod. Chris will know that one day.
Bro, I would love to get fat. Dude, I've been trying.
I will show you the way.
Bro, I eat. I have a fat man's heart.
Quit eating. That's how you get fat. You have a fast metabolism. You got to slow it down.
I can't though, man. I have to snack like 30 times a day.
Nope. No, you can't do that. That's what keeps your metabolism up. What is that? Oh, Tony the Tiger.
They're great.
Yes, sir.
I fucking wore them just for you because like the whole '90s theme, man.
I wasn't wearing shit.
I fucks with it.
Hell yeah. But yeah, no, that's the thing I have about sports. Is I don't care about the publicity crap or none of that. I don't listen to any of that crap. I actually like college ball better.
It's so much better.
I'm fucking wearing my Michigan shirt right now.
I've seen it.
Fucking got beat. Fucking Georgia. And then, of course they won though. So
I'm not even gonna lie. The only college football team that I could ever get behind is Ohio State, and it's because I have a lot of people that go there. Or
what the fuck, man?
my best friend's mom, Cody. His mom is from Ohio, from Ohio State area, right? Cody's an Ohio State fan. I started watching it when I was younger with him. My best friend, one of my best friends that I played football with, that's in Greensboro, Moffitt. He's a Ohio State fan. So like I catch myself watching more of their games than anybody else's. But I'm
missing out.
I'm a diehard UNC Chapel Hill fan for every sport, but
which makes sense.
We suck at football.
You suck so bad at football. That Sam kid, he did pretty good.
Who?
That new Sam kid, your new quarterback.
I haven't watched in like a year and a half, 2 years. But like
he just left Sun Valley High School and is now playing for UNC Charlotte, and he is like top ranked.
Oh, I'm a Chapel Hill fan. Did I say Charlotte?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, you said Chapel Hill.
Yeah, I'm a Chapel Hill fan. No, you're good. I'm a
no,
Chapel
wait,
Hill
it
fan.
is no. Yeah, it is Chapel Hill.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm fucking naming the wrong college.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Tar Heels, right? Yeah.
I'm a Chapel Hill fan, diehard for like everything.
Yeah.
We were really good in basketball when I was younger playing basketball. Like I was a big
Michigan's really good at basketball.
Yeah. I was a big basketball player growing up. I love basketball. It's like my second sport.
Must be nice, tall people.
I'm not gonna
you should see me play basketball. All I do is fucking pass.
Can I tell you, bro? So I was one of like 2 white people maybe 3 that played on our basketball team. Like with our age
Forest
group.
Hills?
Yeah, like with our age group. Like
Okay.
so, like our specific age group. There
Yeah.
was me, this guy named Austin Perkins, and this guy named Ryan Kennedy. Pretty sure we were. If I'm missing you, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure we were the only 3 white boys that graduated 2013 that played basketball.
Yeah. Well, you graduated 2013.
And Austin Perkins was like 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah, but he could probably actually make a basket.
Don't.
I could dunk too.
Yeah.
But I can't anymore. I'm fat.
But I'm saying, like, bro, when I tell you height does not matter to me, my best friend, one of my best friends growing up, Stephon Clyburn, that motherfucker boy, he was like 5'3", like in like 8th grade. You know what I'm saying?
He was like 5'3"
in like the 8th grade, bro. And he used to hit you with like the little like behind the head passes or like the little like no. Dude, first year playing with him because we used to play against each other in like rec league.
Yeah.
And we played it like with each other in middle school.
Okay.
First year playing with him, he hit me in the face with the ball like 8 times. Because like he would throw a pass and I'd look up at the basket thinking he shot it and it would just be like right here, like.
Perfect pass though.
Was, man. I fucking missed his assist.
Oh man, there's only one sport that I continued playing, and then I actually made me do another sport just so I could get better at that sport, and it was football. I ran track to get better at football.
Yeah.
I hated track.
Me too.
I could not fucking
What'd you run?
stand. I ran the 100. I ran the
Quick,
4x1. I ran the 4x2. Then I pole vaulted and a long jumped.
See, I did long jump, high jump. I did long jump.
Where's your furthest long jump?
Bro.
I remember mine because it was impressive for a fucking 5'6" dwarf.
I have no idea, man. I only did track my senior year.
We wouldn't have been together again.
Well, I only did it my senior year because when football was over, I decided that like after basketball season, track was right after basketball season or right before basketball season. I think it was after.
It's after.
Yeah. So I played football and then I played basketball, and like I just kind of really wanted to play. Like I wanted to graduate early and be done.
I did graduate early. That's why I didn't run track my senior year.
But see, I didn't graduate early. So because I didn't, I was like, I really want to play one. I about played tennis, just so I could play another sport.
You've probably been good at tennis.
Just so I could play another sport. Just because I wanted to be like,
yeah,
represent.
That's why I'm asking you if you've ever played disc golf, because I'm gonna try to get you to come play disc golf with us. Because if we get your form down, you're gonna throw like fucking 600 feet.
I'm down. I'm not against it. I might suck, but I'm not against it.
Well, yeah, you gotta learn how to throw first. It took me.
I've thrown frisbee for a long time, but I
Yeah.
know they're different. They're way different.
No, you just gotta get the right disc, because you can throw a disc golf disc just like an ultimate frisbee. You just gotta have that right snap at the end.
That's what I'm saying, because they're
That's
like a regular disc has like a big wide curve.
Yeah. Oh, it'll
on the
feel
inside.
completely different.
Yeah,
but when you throw it, it's the same flight pattern. Like you throw forehand, it's gonna curve left. You throw forehand, it's gonna curve.
I throw overhand like this sometimes.
Don't do that. Don't do that on the disc golf course. That's called a tomahawk.
I love that shit.
It's not gonna do much.
Yeah. We'll see. When I throw it, I snap at the very end, and it kind of levels out. But I still have not perfected it. We actually did that. We went to a mountain trip a couple years ago, and we were throwing frisbee on top of the mountain. And I did that shit, and it just said.
Yeah, on top of a mountain, you got plenty of range for it to fall and then coast.
Fantastic. We had
But
to go get it.
me and Trevor, Brandon.
Trevor plays that a lot.
You know Brandon?
That works with us?
Yeah, he's in the lock department.
Oh,
bigger fella, big beard.
Yeah, he added me on Snapchat, or not Snapchat, Facebook, not so long
I was
ago.
about to say, don't accept him on Instagram. His account got hacked.
Really?
Yeah.
I was wondering why he was fucking
Messaging the fuck out of you.
about some Bitcoin. Do I look like I do? I look like I save money in a mattress. Do I look like I buy Bitcoin?
No, you look like you buy Bitcoin.
No, I need to.
No, you don't. It's too expensive now.
No, I save.
We waited too long to get into Bitcoin.
I save money in a mattress. I should have been born in the 70s and lived through the 80s because I'd have fit in perfect.
You and me both. I would have been a jock dickhead though. I'm
Which
way
is
too
fine.
nice now. No, it's not. I like who I am. I'm nice.
Okay, so I feel like everybody in life has to go through an ego phase and then have it stripped from them.
Oh, mine was stripped hard.
Because if not, I feel like you can never truly know who you are and be okay with it, and then also learn how to live in society with it. Because there are people that are stuck in the ego phase. There are people that are getting over their ego phase that are like trying to figure out who they are.
Yeah.
And then there are people that have figured out who they are after their ego's been stripped and can now like be like us, like for
not
instance,
a dickhead.
Yeah, like we're positive, like we're not looking for trouble.
We're not trying to break anybody else down either because of our ego.
But we will. That's the difference between like the difference between somebody who knows who they are and is trying to be a better person and somebody who is still going through that like ego death. Because when I was going through my ego death and shit, it was because of like mushrooms and shit. Like it really like kind of like showed me who I was compared to like society and who society wanted you to be. And for that, I thank it because it like really put it in perspective that I'm an ant in society.
Yeah. Well, hell, you realize you're an ant as soon as you go up to the fucking top of the mountain and take a camping trip, and then you look up at the stars and you can see every fucking thing.
See, I'm not talking about an ant as in physically, as in like
that's how I feel.
As in like minuscule. I'm talking about as like an ant, as in like an ant as in
the cog inside the machine.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you're just stuck in like a wake up, go to work, get home, eat dinner, watch my favorite show. Of your family. Watch my favorite show. Yeah. Go to bed. Because I'll be honest with you, like just here recently, I just tried to break myself out of like we're gonna call it like a depression pattern, because that's what it is. It's like it's depression-filled patterns in life, and like I've done research
to keep you comfortable.
To keep you comfortable, just like you stay at your job even though you're miserable, just because it's
that's why I left. Yeah. That's why I left, because I'm not scared to fucking put myself out of the comfort zone, but my ego got smashed after I graduated. Because I was in the newspaper all the time. Everyone, like, people on the street fucking recognized me. I was like, this is fucking weird. And I never, like, let it get to my head too much.
But it's still weird.
But it was like, I'm small town famous?
Yes.
And I didn't understand. I didn't understand my ego. I didn't understand that I had an ego, really. Because I always told myself I wasn't going to let it get to my head. The fact that I was telling myself I wouldn't let it get to my head, and then just forgetting that I ever said that and going out and be like, I'm kind of a big deal. Yeah. But it's also like kind of like a Napoleon complex too, because I'm so short and everyone's like,
well, I'm not gonna lie, most of the short people I know have to be kind of like overly confident, because like if not, they get like walked all over. Like,
yeah.
And that's society.
Dude, fucking at work, they still do that shit to me. They try to fucking walk over all the time, like every time. They're like, hey, we need you to do this. It's like, hey, can you do this? Like, if they ask Daniel or somebody, like, even Bucky. Bucky's fucking my height.
But he's a dick.
But he'll fucking...
I love Bucky, but
he'll fucking tell you right off in a minute if...
I'm not going to fucking do it.
He's like, no, fuck you. That's not my job, which is what I should do.
Shout out to him.
But I don't.
No,
I do not do that.
So, like...
Because I'm also not confrontational.
Well, see, earlier when Todd... I'm not going to say names. When Buddy called me...
You already said it.
When Buddy called me at work...
We're just going to call him Todd.
Yeah.
We'll call him Todd.
I'm not going to be disrespectful. No. But when he called me earlier and was like, hey, will you go do this? Or when he called David earlier and was like, yo, will you go do this? I wasn't trying to be like, man, like, fuck you. It's Friday. It's 4 o'clock. Like, no. I'm not doing it. Instead, what I said in a laughing voice over the phone, while he was on the phone beside me on speakerphone, I said, hey, make sure you ask, we'll say Todd, make sure you ask Todd if he realizes that it's 3:45
on a Friday.
I was like, I'm not complaining. It'd have been nice to know this at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, not
3:45, 4 o'clock. I'm 2 minutes from my last job.
Yeah.
And Todd was like, oh, damn. Oh, yeah, but it really needs to be done. Like, I get that. I get that we're still going to have to do it.
Yeah, and that
I just want you to know that it's a fucking inconvenience.
It is. And at the same time, it's the part where you kind of need to be able to be like, and not get fired, too. We got to keep that in mind. Todd can't fire us anyway. But
you still can't be a dick.
But yeah,
there's no point in it.
You're going to make your work life even more miserable.
There's no point in it. He's just going to get back at you, and then you're going to get back at him, and then it's just like a forever pitfall.
But also, you need to be able to go to the point where you can go, not my fucking problem.
Oh,
as well.
And see, what was funny is the job was on another driver's board. They thought that they wouldn't be able to get to it because the homeowner that they were at the time, they thought was going to take them a minute. But then when we called that said driver, when we were done with his job, he was already at the shop turning in his board, because the homeowner he was at, that job went to shit. Granted, if he would have had to finish that job, it would have took him longer. But because that job went to shit, he left that job and went straight to the shop rather than having to go to his last job. So that then cost the company another return trip for us to go finish the job that we were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Which is like, damn, bro, like, come on, man.
I understand we got a lot of new kids and everything, but
You've been on the road longer than us?
not me.
Me, sorry.
There's a lot of guys out there right now that haven't been on the road half of the time that I've been on the road.
Everybody that's been on the road now,
Yeah.
other than David
Yeah.
and Connor.
I've been on the road longer than David.
But I'm saying, David, because
Yeah.
David was in the shower department when I started.
Yeah.
David-
David came after I was.
So, David, Connor, and Tanner. Those three people.
Tanner's been on the road longer than me.
They're the only people at Barefoot that have been there longer than me.
Wow.
In the driving
Driving? Well,
driving helpers and shop.
what about Jeff?
Like, well, I don't
Yeah.
because Fernando's been there longer than me. Trevor's been there longer than me. All of them have.
Trevor has, yeah.
I don't consider y'all,
Oh,
but
okay.
Charmer,
Thanks.
sorry, but y'all
kidding.
have all been there longer than me.
Yeah.
So when I talk about this, I'm talking about just our drivers.
Yeah, you're talking about
And the shop.
You're talking about SMS.
Yes.
Not window.
So
tech.
with SMS and the shop, the only people that have been there longer than me in those two positions are Colton, Eric, Tanner, Connor, Chilo, and Dylan. That's it.
Yeah.
Adam started a month before me. I don't.
What about Isaac?
No.
Isaac?
I was in the shower department when
Oh
all of
yeah,
them
no, I'm
started.
talking about. Oh yeah, you're talking about in the shower
Like
department as well.
at Barefoot, yes. When all of them started, I just haven't been on the road since they've started.
The only person that's been on the road longer than me.
And they make good money compared to me.
No.
Compared to me, yes.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I won't worry about it.
Boy.
I don't make shit.
I make enough to mop the floors. In
So, the only people that have been on the road longer than me is Jeff and Jordan.
And they pay Jordan pretty good from what I hear.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Jordan deserves to be paid good though.
Which
Jordan knows everything.
I'm literally not. I'm not. Don't take that as me talking shit. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
no, Jordan deserves it.
He's like the number one guy to go to other than Jeff, and Jeff knows what he's talking about. But Jeff's just
so
he's getting in that
He's
time
so
to where he's like pass
he's
the
so
torch.
old. I love Jeff to death. He is a grumpy ass motherfucker. I don't know how we got on a work tangent. That's a first on the podcast. But let's get back to conspiracy theories because we need to stay true to our brand.
What do you want?
And go down conspiracy theories.
What do you want?
I don't know, but you was talking about
Feral humans, bro.
You talking about that, and then you were talking about incest, right?
Yeah.
Which actually brought up a thing that was in my head because I was listening to Rogan. There's this guy on YouTube that's going around like the Appalachian Trail and like interviewing incest families. And like this one dude can only communicate by like barking because he's so incest. Like his brain, and he was raised by dogs apparently. Like his family apparently didn't take care of him.
I need this podcast number.
I need to watch that show that he's talking about.
I need the podcast number.
It's like three episodes ago.
Okay, cool.
'Cause,
I haven't watched any of the recent ones.
Well, he's got Michael Bisping on right now. He had Dakota Meyer on yesterday, and then the one before that. It's
I'm
the
still
one with the
watching-
two dudes. What's their names? I can't remember, but I got to pee. But yeah, I really want to watch that fucking show.
I'm still watching.
It's on YouTube.
The Dr.
Peter A. McCullough.
Yes, that
Yeah.
guy. I'm still watching that one.
God.
I'm,
And getting pissed at the same
yes,
time.
I'm still 30 minutes from being done with that
All
one.
right, you keep talking. I got to pee.
30 minutes from being done with that one, and then my next one I'm gonna watch is the one with Joey Diaz because I love
Diaz.
Joey Diaz.
Listen here, cocksucker.
Motivation Mondays, Joey Diaz. That's that dude. I like being by myself, man.
Listen here, you fucking cocksucker.
Hey, I love his motivation. Yeah,
With Adam Sandler.
Yeah. he is.
I love Joey Diaz.
Just give me a cheeseburger.
Can of corn, I'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
Can of corn.
Well, I did not know for the longest time that he was a fucking comedian, man.
Oh.
And then-
he doesn't have a special.
And then I started watching his fucking like stand up that he started posting and shit, like
Yeah.
online. His stand up is fucking epic. His interviews, even better, bro. His interviews are all I watch.
Have you watched his podcast? Oh.
All I watch is his interviews, bro. Because like literally when he gets on other people's shit, he's just like, yeah, what you gonna talk about? You wanna talk about doing blow? You wanna talk about getting your dick sucked? You wanna talk about like, bro? It's like what?
Like,
you did that, bro?
Listen here, cocksucker.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Listen here, motherfucker.
I wish I could do Joey Diaz's voice. Joe Rogan does a great Joey Diaz voice and fucking Alex Jones impression.
Right.
That Alex Jones impression
I
is
love Alex
fucking
Jones, though.
perfect.
I ain't gonna lie.
If you want to talk about some fucking conspiracies, you gotta listen to Alex Jones.
Bro, and look. So, Alex Jones,
He's very controversial.
he gets passionate about
Yes.
what he talks about.
Yes.
And when he gets passionate, he starts to stray from hard factual evidence. But 85% of the shit that man says has, like, been proven either very shortly after or a couple years after. He called Hillary Clinton out back in, like, 2010.
Well, he was talking about the Epstein stuff back in the 90s. And that just came out.
I went back and watched that interview because I did not believe it because it was on that special he had on CNN. What was it?
They're turning the frogs gay.
Yeah, it was what the fuck was it, man?
I can't
was,
remember what it's called.
Oh my god, that's gonna bother me. But yeah, he had his own TV show. It was his own special, InfoWars.
Yep.
That was my shit.
It's still a show.
You know they were turning the frogs gay.
Yep. Well, no.
He was turning them all to like males or some shit. They were making them like.
Well, some species of frogs they only assume the gender of which they're being basically presented with. So like say this frog is trying to fuck that frog and it's a male frog, it will switch in that moment. From what I've understood. I'm retarded.
That's what I'm saying though. But yeah, but what he was saying, he was literally on his podcast. They're turning the frogs gay. But then like everybody was like, "Oh my god, this guy's fucking crazy." And then like,
and now he's got a parody of turning the frogs gay.
Literally like 6 to 8 months later, they were actually dropping the information where they were like chemically fucking with like animals and shit. Like he wasn't wrong. He just presented it in a foul and unprofessional way, which is totally okay with me.
That's Alex Jones.
I'm an odd person. I love odd people.
I would love to sit down and I would love to get Alex Jones on my podcast because then it would be canceled immediately and also explode at the same time. So I'm ready for both.
Feed him 3 shots of whiskey and watch him go wild. Because I seen the podcast with him.
Look here. We got this bottle of scotch, which is wasn't even scotch, but.
Whoa, I fucking watched him. I watched him on that first podcast he did. It was him. There was another comedian there, and then it was Joe Rogan.
It was Joe Rogan, and it was
it was like some
jiu-jitsu guy. What's his name?
I'm
Why am I blanking on his fucking name? He's very, very popular, very famous.
Could not tell you.
Eddie Bravo.
Eddie Bravo.
I was like, ow, that fucking hurt. Slam my vape into my pinky. That's a good idea. Fantastic.
That guy.
Alcohol, you know.
But yeah, bro, their first podcast, bro, like Alex Jones was on a roll. He was doing very good, and then they smoked that joint. And he had like 2 or 3 shots of whiskey. That boy started getting wild. Like,
he started getting.
Could not understand that boy.
He's getting tingy, like.
But he wasn't wrong.
No.
But you know what's crazy? Talk about Epstein. Get into conspiracies.
Oh,
right?
fuck. That Epstein was the best.
Because
no one believes that he committed suicide. Nobody.
Well, do you believe that in the prison that the cameras go black at the same exact time somebody commits suicide?
Not the first time. Twice.
There are 2 things in life that are guaranteed. 1, if you release secrets about the government, you will be suicided. And 2, if you point a gun at the cops, you will be suicided. Well, 2 things are guaranteed.
It's not just the government. It's a certain faction of the government.
Bro, he had
last name Kennedy.
Not even that, man. Like, he had proof of
child molestation.
Well, he had proof of the Clintons having private jet flights to his island and hanging out with him and shit while he was president.
As the great and famous Joe Rogan says, I've only flown with him 27 times.
While he was the president.
Yes.
It's one thing. It's one thing if you're like Barack Obama right now.
Yeah.
If Barack Obama came on an interview and was smoking a joint, whoop-de-doo. He's not the president anymore.
Yeah, he's not the president. They said they got fucking Bush like that too. After he wasn't president anymore, he was just sitting back in his recliner, just smoking a joint, just going on, fellas.
I mean, he was on a Harold and Kumar episode.
Yes, he was. He was smoking real weed too.
That's what I'm saying. So it's one thing if you're not the president. This dude was the fucking president when he was flying with this man.
And getting blowjobs from secretaries.
Allegedly.
I wasn't there. I can't prove it.
Allegedly, they found shit on the carpet.
Yeah, shit. Actual shit. She made him shit.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
But yeah.
She made his heels slap.
So with the conspiracy about Epstein, the most recent one.
Oh, there's another one.
So his wife has been arrested recently.
He doesn't have a wife.
The lady.
That's not his wife.
Okay, sorry.
It's his business partner.
The lady.
The one who basically
was like bringing the women in.
All the chicks,
right?
Yeah. What's her name? Ghislaine Maxwell.
Maxwell. That's it. Yeah. So.
I don't know how these names are popping in my head so fast.
She's been arrested recently.
Not recently. She's been in
That's what
custody.
I'm saying. But whatever.
Oh, you're talking about
recently,
okay.
as in like.
I got you.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't mean to rant on your brain.
No, you're good. You're good. I understand that I'm late. I get it. I find all the facts after it's been out. But
that's how you make sure that they get fact checked.
Yeah.
Like properly fact checked, not this bullshit.
Yeah.
Fact check.
So Eric at work,
yeah.
me and him were talking about it. He's actually
who I'm trying to get on the podcast, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Which he ain't gonna watch an hour and 10 minutes into the episode anyway. He'll watch probably like half a second.
Oh, he fucking will if I tell him. Will.
Yeah,
hey,
you better watch the fucking full episode.
110, bitch.
We're now 111. Now we're on 111. So
anyway, but I've been trying. He's the one that brought it to my attention that
Ghislaine Maxwell.
They raided her house.
Yeah.
When they raided her house, they only had a search warrant, not a search and seizure warrant.
Ooh.
Right?
So she might get off on a technicality.
No. Not might. Did.
Oh, she did?
Did.
Okay.
So, they raided her house on a search warrant, found a safe in a room in the house, confiscated the safe, broke into it, found factual tapes and evidence of, we're not going to say child, but we're going to say
young
minors,
young people,
young females, pictures, videotapes.
I don't like the term young adult because they're not an adult.
But you know what I mean? Yeah,
that makes it seem less
That makes
creepy.
it seem like they made the decision.
Yeah,
it
young makes it seem less creepy.
No, they're young.
They're fucking 14.
Yes.
13 years old.
Allegedly. Whatever.
Allegedly.
They found these tapes and pictures and all, like, booking accounts, like, whatever. Found all this evidence. But because it wasn't a search and seizure warrant, everything that they found in that search could not be used in court against her. So they had to return. Not only could it not be used against her, they had to return everything to her. And then when they got a search and seizure warrant,
It's gone.
it's gone.
Of course it is.
Bro. All right. Excuse my language. When in the hood has a motherfucker ever kicked in the door and not had a search and seizure warrant? When in the hood has a motherfucker ever kicked in the door, found some cocaine or some weed, and was like, damn, I really wish I had a search and seizure warrant. Damn, I really wish I had the next warrant up. What the fuck does that ever happen? Let's be honest.
She has money, and
But
she can pay for a judge.
Not even that, bro. That had to have been set up by the police or something.
No.
Bro, when the fuck?
It's
When you search somebody's
it's probably
house,
set up by the judge.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But when you search somebody's house, when the fuck are you gonna search somebody's house and not have a seizure warrant?
Well, that's the thing. There's different. I think the police are just pawns.
But I'm not saying police. I'm saying government. When I say police, I'm saying government. Whoever the fuck gave that warrant
whoever
out.
gave the warrant out.
When the
fucked
fuck
up.
have you ever kicked in a door in the hood, even if you didn't know if it was a trap
I've
house?
never kicked in a door ever.
But I'm saying, as a police officer, or
As you do,
when you kick in a door,
Rambo style.
in the hood, or you think somebody's selling drugs, right?
Yeah.
When they kick in that door,
It doesn't matter. They're gonna
whatever they
seize.
find, they're finding and charging you with.
Yeah, and they're seizing.
So you're telling me that they had permission to go in this lady's house that is accused of doing all this terrible shit, and you're going to tell me that the surprise attack of having a search warrant, even if they find something, isn't going to be good enough because they can't seize it?
No, it'll still technically be good if they're not technically allowed to take it. They can take pictures of it
It can't be used in court.
if they seize it.
That's what I'm saying. But it wasn't there when they seized it. So because
Yeah.
they took pictures of it the first time, all those pictures have to be terminated. Have to be
No, the pictures, because you're not technically taking anything out of the house.
But you can't bring it up in court.
You can, as long as you did not remove it from the premise.
See, that'll be interesting if it actually gets brought up. Because from what I've been told is the fact that it's not a search and seizure warrant. They were only allowed to search the house for reasons to come back with a seizure warrant. And because
that's where the pictures would come into play.
But when they come back for the seizure warrant, they would have to have physical proof of it then. And if it's not there then it can't be brought up.
Well, if they had the pictures of
that's what I'm saying.
The proof, that's how they do it. Because my friend Steven, whose mom's a police officer, ex-police officer, that's how they would do it. If they had only a search warrant, they couldn't take anything in the house.
They can take pictures of it.
They
and
can
still
take
bring
pictures
that up.
of it, take it to the judge, say this was in the house.
Yeah, but then
and then they get a seize warrant.
But once they go for the seize warrant, if nothing's there,
it's gone.
They can't bring up what they found the first time in court in front of a jury
because they did not obtain it. They
Exactly.
can still use the pictures. They can't use the physical evidence. They can only use the pictures. But if you have the pictures of every fucking thing, then you're fine. But since you already seized it and you did not, the way I understand how it works. Please look this up. I am retarded.
Dude, do your own research. I'm just letting you know that it's fucked.
Yes.
When the fuck have you ever kicked in the door and not been able to take what you find?
I've never kicked in the door.
But I'm just saying, like, as a police officer, when you kick in a trap house door, if I find cocaine in the ceiling, I'm not going to be like, damn, sir, let me take a picture of your cocaine and I'll be back in 2 weeks.
No. The search warrant, you're still allowed to contain the person living in the house.
Yeah, so she was already in jail.
Oh, was she?
Well, this is what
well,
she
then
was like.
no. If she's already in jail, you don't just do a search warrant. You do a search and seize. Normally, it's just a search warrant when you're looking for the person.
Well, I'm gonna assume that because she's been in jail for longer than this information's been out. So unless this information has just recently been leaked and I'm just now finding out about it, which if I am, I'm sorry. But look up the information because it's very fucking true.
Yeah.
The fact that they went and looked in the house and found shit, and then whenever they tried to go back and seize it, it wasn't there.
Yeah. I don't know, because when it comes to the whole search and seize, normally when they're searching, that's what you get the warrant for, is you're searching for the person, not for what's in the fucking house.
Well, they were searching her residence for, like, reasons to keep her detained, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that's how that works. She was already in jail for the charges that's been brought against her, and they were looking for, like, basically evidence against that as a defense. And you can have that legality.
The way I understand it is you do a search and seize if you're not... If the person's already in jail, you always do a search and seize.
So if she's already in jail and they didn't do a search and seize, that's even more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I might be late on my information, and that might be why she didn't get the search and seize. But the fact that that goes on like that is sketchy to me because, like I said, anybody that I've known personally or impersonally that's been raided by the police, when they kick in your door and they find shit, you're going to jail for that shit right then, and they're going to use that as evidence.
Well, they can still use that as evidence, just as a picture.
Yeah.
They can't use the hard physical evidence. Because if you have a good lawyer, the lawyer's going to be like, where the fuck did you take that picture at?
Exactly, yeah.
So it's fuck lawyers. Fuck bad lawyers. Like, they're good, but they're assholes.
Got enough money, you can get away with anything, Bo.
You could. You basically could.
I'm telling you, you can. I know people that have been to jail for shit that they should have been in jail for probably 2 to 5 years in prison, whatever, that luckily enough had a good lawyer and a lot of money in their pocket at the time. And
at the time. Keyword there.
At the time, bro. You have to have that bitch in cash. Liquidable assets is a very key word. Liquidable assets. If you don't have that bitch in liquidable assets at the moment, they don't give a damn what you make an hour. Because you're probably not going to work for a while.
No, because you ain't going to be making that income.
But that's what I'm saying, yeah. So, yeah, liquidable assets. You got enough of that at the
moment?
That's
my liquidable asset right there.
You get enough of anything.
Yeah, I know, right? I started making more of them, which they take forever to build. I need to make me a template so I can make more of these badass things.
Just cut them all at one time and then put them all together at
Well,
one
the
time.
problem is the breaking down process of the pallet. That takes for fucking ever. And if you break one piece, you can't use it. Well, you can, but depends on which part.
Or do you take them apart before you cut them?
Yeah. I had to because to get the pieces long enough. Like, those are full pieces, full-length pieces. This is the only way you can get it tall enough.
Yeah, but see, with the other ones, you could just cut them straight out of the pallet to not risk breaking them.
Well, not the top shelf one.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
The bottom one?
The bottom one, yes. The one in the middle, it'd be close. I'd have to pull 1 to 2 sides out. It's a whole process. We're talking about a bookshelf I built, which I'm not going to turn the camera around and show you.
It's a surprise.
It'll be on my website, on the Oakley Show merch store.
Look it up.
Which
store.
I don't have yet. So
Look it up soon.
Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll probably make a merch store.
I haven't looked at how many subscribers you had, to be honest. I look at like
It's like 100.
yeah.
I think it's only like 100. It might be under 100, but
if you watch this video, you better fucking subscribe.
if you watch this video and you don't subscribe, I'll just be sad.
Square.
I'll just be sad because I'm trying to grow a podcast here. I do want to get shirts made that says the Oakley Show and have like 2 avatars on it, like clinking beers, like looking drunk as fuck.
Yes.
Yeah, just and then it'll just like look kind of like the logo. It'll be like a neon sign. I want to get that neon sign made and just like hang it in the fucking background.
Dude, if I know anybody, I'll let you know.
Dude, I looked up online like a custom neon sign, and it didn't make any sense because it said it was free to make. I was like, I do not trust this.
Well, the biggest thing right now is like, dude, there's so many people like when it comes to like shit like that, bro. There are so many people out here trying to make a side hustle that it's almost easier and not cheaper. It's never gonna be cheaper, but support your local business, bitches.
Absolutely, like especially mine. I got my own small business starting.
Support your local businesses. I know plenty of people that do things on the side that it might take you a little bit more time to get it. It's not gonna be like an instant thing, but it'll be very good quality because it's handmade. Usually,
mine's not yet.
That's good fucking quality, bro. That's better than most IKEA shelves. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm probably gonna break in a week.
That shelf he just built, you're gonna pay $80 for at IKEA, and it's gonna fall apart.
$80? I'm selling that thing for $100.
I'm saying at IKEA, you're gonna pay $80 for it, but it's gonna fall apart on you in like a week.
Well, the problem is it's so niche, you won't find that at IKEA.
Yeah,
because it's a coffin bookshelf.
Look it up on the merch store.
Yeah, it'll be on the merch store when I get one. Through Squarespace. Thanks, Joe Rogan. I think that's it for this episode. We didn't really talk about conspiracy, but we had a good fucking time, did we not?
Maybe next time.
Yeah. I feel like this episode dived a little bit more into our personal,
well, you know,
like mindsets, our personal like.
I don't think we've ever like talked about it. Like I think we've talked about it like a couple times, like on a run, on a pass by, like how we personally feel about certain things or this, that, and the third, or like whatever. But like, I actually like.
No, it was a great conversation. If anybody actually watches it,
they better.
Which I know since you're on, everyone's gonna fucking watch it. So
don't put that juju on me, man. We're only gonna get 25 views on this.
No, we're not. We're not gonna get only 25 views because you want to know why? It's because your fucking network is awesome. My network sucks. They're like, fuck the Oakley Show. I don't give a shit.
I'm posting this on all of my fucking social media. If you watch this and you follow me on social media, comment, like, and fucking follow.
Follow. Watch the previous episodes. They're not
all of them.
They're not terrible.
All of them.
They're not. You don't have to watch all of them. I would not put that. The ones I would recommend you watch is
Tucker's good. Zach's
Tucker,
good. Both
Keith's
Zach's
good.
are good.
Yeah, Helms is good. Tucker, the second episode of me and Tucker, we actually sing in it.
Finished.
We actually sing in it.
I've not finished it yet. I'm still
we're pretty toasty.
Like
so
20 minutes in. Or I'm like 20 minutes out from finishing it.
Yeah. Oh, so you already heard like the rap and the screamo and stuff. So yeah,
I like it.
It's just fun.
Watch, like, subscribe, and comment.
And as always, we'll catch you guys back on the next episode.
Drown your sorrows.
Peace.